Hi everybody, welcome to Facebook Live. I'm Professor Rachel Kane. I teach biology here at Housatonic, and this is one of our wonderful students. She's part of our STEAM engineering program, and her name is Karen. So welcome Karen, and thank you for being here. I'll be interviewing Karen with just a few brief questions, and so hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy. First, Karen, tell us about yourself, give us a little background about yourself, and then tell us what sparked your interest in STEM/STEAM. So science, technology, engineering, math, that would be STEM. Science, technology, engineering, art, and math would be STEAM. Okay.
So I was born in Guatemala. I lived there for about 3 years. My dad worked here in the U.S. and him and my mom decided that I'd have better opportunities going to school here. And so when I was about 4, we decided to move here permanently. And we lived in New York for about a year and a half, and then my dad decided to buy a house here in Connecticut, and that's when I started first grade here in Bridgeport, but I didn't know any English, so I had to take ESL classes. Thank God I only had to take it for a year, because I knew other kids, they'd been in the program for 2 years, and because English is it's really hard when you've been, speaking another language. But with practice, my mom read a lot to me with her broken English. She would help me for the homework. She'd look up like in a dictionary, and we both tried to do the homework together.
Yeah.
My dad was more the math guy, so he wasn't involved in any of the really hard stuff. Because my mom and I was just like, what does this word mean? But it wasn't too tough for me, thank God. Science, really, my mom's a nurse, so she's a nurse in Guatemala, and I was always interested in the medicine field, which is why I was a biology major at first, and then they made me take a year of physics, and I'd never been so challenged before, and I realized that I could do so much more. I didn't realize I could do math, because it's a lot of math, and I was inspired and decided to change my major to engineering.
Wow, so she changed her major from biology, that's okay, to engineering. But we appreciate you sharing.
You were my first bio teacher.
I was your first bio teacher? Okay. We appreciate hearing your background and how you and your mom learned English together, and your dad helped you with your math. That's great that you had such supportive parents. It really is. So those of you on Facebook, feel free to type in the chat. We do have a moderator who is there to answer questions, or that moderator can also send me questions right here using my laptop. So please engage with us and feel free to communicate with us. If you're just joining, we're here in a classroom at Housatonic Community College. This is a biology lab, and many students like Karen are continuing with their STEM and STEAM fields, and soon to be getting her degree, Karen, from Housatonic in the pre-engineering program. So I'm interviewing her today and about to have a second question for you, Karen. So the second question is, what drew you to become a student here at HCC?
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really close with my parents. So, and they're elderly. They had me when they were both. My mom was 40. My dad was 43. So now they're in the 65. So I knew that I wanted to stay close to them because they're, getting old and sick. So I wanted just to be near them, and I knew that Housatonic would provide me being close to home, but also with the affordability, and I'd still get the same education that I would get anywhere else. or at least a foundation, and that's what really attracted me here.
That's awesome. And what's great about that is you're aligned with our theme of staying close and going far. And so that, brings me joy and so many others here as well. So thank you for sharing that. Karen, the next question is, do you have any advice for potential students out there who are listening either live now, and we welcome you once again, or who will watch this later? Do you have any advice for potential students out there, especially from our Latinx community?
My advice would be, don't get discouraged, because it's very easy, especially in STEAM, because it's very demanding. You have to constantly study. There's really no time to socialize, and to sometimes, I don't have a job, and I'm lucky that I'm able to study full time. But don't get discouraged and use the resources provided to you. I know the tutoring center at Housatonic has definitely, it's the reason why I am still going, because they just provide me with so much support, not only academically but emotionally. The tutors are just really amazing. They're like, you can do it, keep trying, keep going, and put in a lot of effort. And if you can't get it right, just keep trying, find all the resources that you can, and it'll happen.
So that's great. So we have a couple of comments. One is from Dr. Tony Papantonio, who says, "Hello, Karen." And then we have one that says, "Please speak louder, Karen."
Okay. Sorry, the mask.
So one more question. I know you have a busy schedule, and I'm not busy, so just kidding. So tell us, what is the next step for you in engineering after you graduate from HCC?
So I plan on getting my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and this next semester, this upcoming spring is when I plan to transfer, and so in the fall I plan on going to UB and completing my studies there.
That's great. So you'll go to the University of Bridgeport, which
Yes.
isn't far from here.
Close.
In the fall, so a year from now?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
That's the plan. Well, thank you, Karen,
Thank
so
you for
much for
having
being here. We're gonna quickly check the chat, make sure we're good. I think we're good there. And thank you to the team of people who helped us to pull this off. To our leadership, Dr. Smith and Dean Avant and Dean McGinnis, thank you guys for the opportunity. And come to Housatonic, you guys, where you can stay close and go far. Bye.